All right, so here's my update real quick on how week 9 of the shred is going. So I think we're gonna start seeing some like pretty substantial changes for the rest of it. At this point, I'm just hoping that I have muscle showing up underneath, because I think the 1300 calories is really like definitely the threshold to where I start losing weight, because I was out during the week from Tuesday through Friday, so I didn't weigh myself until Saturday morning, and I had lost quite a bit of weight during that time. My weight at the end of last week, this time last week, was 144.7, or the average weight for the week, and then the average weight for this week was 141.8. So that was a loss of almost 3 pounds, 2.9 pounds. But even though my average weight last week was 141.8, what I weighed this morning was 139. So I'm below 140 now. So like my weight has like dropped off pretty drastic. I feel like a drastic this week. I also will admit that I didn't finish all of my meals every day. Like I kind of mentioned last week that I felt like this was a good time for me to go on vacation because my appetite didn't seem as high. I felt like I had a high appetite like the week before when I was on my period. But then by the end of last week, it was already, kind of drifting off. And yeah, like I've struggled. Like last night I left a lot of my food left over because I just couldn't eat it. I just wasn't hungry. And so I don't know if that'll hurt me in the end or help me, but yeah, I'm gonna try to eat all of my food tonight. So yeah, and tonight's the refeed day, so it's supposed to be 1800 calories. And I've been so busy today. All I've had so far was toast. So I'm gonna have to kind of try to cram everything in tonight. But I think I can. I'm pretty hungry right now. I've just been too busy. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what the measurements look like. I was still a little bit higher on the carbs, 39% carbs, 23% fat, 37% protein. So still, pretty high on the protein. So I think it's still okay. And I think the refeed day maybe like shifts, kind of some of those percentages on the carbs, because the refeed day is higher carbs. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go through. Yeah, I'll go through my apps real quick and then get to the measurements. And then I got to get to meal prepping for the week. I've started making my seitan for this week. And so I've already got the seitan made. So it's just kind of prepping some of the other things. So I don't think the prep will take that long, hopefully. But yeah, I need to finish this so I can get back to that. But I'll run through my apps real quick and then I will do my measurements. Okay, we'll start with the Fitbit app. I did get my steps in every day, even though I didn't go to the gym while I was on my trip. So I was still getting, the equivalent of my hour of cardio in. Let's see. So here's how the weight went. So I weighed last Sunday, 142.2, Monday, and then Tuesday, and then I didn't weigh again until Saturday. And so Saturday and today, it just, kind of dropped off quite a bit. So I think my goal a while back was 140. So I think it was just kind of an arbitrary goal. And so I've gotten below that, I guess, the one that I'd set on here. So yeah, still definitely trending down. And then if we go to my Fitness Pal, yeah, I mean, it's kind of boring, same thing every week. So my daily average was 1302. So like I was averaged out during the week, even though some of the days I didn't eat as much, I still kind of hit that around $1,300 or 1,300 calorie average. And then the macros, yeah, you can see here with the carbs, it was 39, 23, 37. What else? Let's look at like the macros on just one of the days. I don't want the week view. So yeah, I guess just on the regular day, not averaged out during the week, I was getting over 40% protein. So not bad. I'll get off here and do the measurements real quick. Okay, so we will start with seeing how I look. Again, week to week, even though I did lose some weight, I don't feel like I look that much different. But here's how I'm looking now. I just hope over the next couple of weeks some muscle will be showing underneath this. I'm gonna try to push with my workouts just to try to keep building some muscle, I guess, but at this point we're kind of on the end, so I think whatever it is, it is. So I guess we'll just see what happens. But let me change my bottoms and I'll do the measurements. Okay, so it's so crazy because in this video my chest like looks pretty big, but it feels like small to me just because my bras are feeling so much looser. And so yeah, we'll see. Start with the chest with the band. Oh, I don't have last week's up right now. This is a little bit under 31. I think it was that way last week. If I mentioned, I've been painting my floors, so I've got some paint on my hands. So yeah, so I would say probably 30.25. What was I last week? Oh, wait. I was 30.5. So that didn't really change too much. Sorry, I can't find my pencil. So I'll do 30.25, and then around the top it was 35.5 for my bust. And this week $35.25, so that's gone down just a little bit. Why do I keep losing my pencil? There it is. Oh wait, no, should be 30.75 for my band. So I'll fix that. My waist. Last week it was 31.25. Wondering if I measure that right. It's about the same. So I'm gonna say, yeah, it's right at the same size for the waist. And then for the hips, but I'm doing this later, and I've also, kind of had a lot of water and stuff today, so hips looking like right between 40.25 and 40.5. Let's see what I had last time. Did I measure this wrong? I know I say this every week. Okay, so last week waist I was 31.25. I'm gonna say it's the same thing today. And then last week my hips were 39.25. I wonder if it was 39.75 and I messed it up. Let's see again. Here's my hip bones. I know, it's like right at 40 this time. Maybe a little under 40. So it's about the same. Okay, the thigh. Okay, my thighs have gotten smaller, I think. So this is looking like a little over 21 and a half. So I'll do 21 and 3/4. So that's where the loss was, I think. So yeah, maybe a little bit on my thigh because last week it was 22. So not a huge shift in my measurements, even though my weight went down quite a bit. But again, this is later in the day than I normally do it, so I don't know. But I was also doing Taibo, so maybe it built muscles in a different place. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, like, this week while I was on vacation, instead of doing weightlifting, I did Taibo and then just a lot of walking around where I was at. And I'm not going to talk a lot about that because I actually took a video while I was there, so I'll clip that onto the end of this. And I think I showed you kind of like how I, you know, did my meals while I was there, and then kind of how I kind of fit in my workouts while I was there. So yeah, I'll clip that on, and I guess we'll see what happens over this next week because it's still like supposed to be a 1,300 calorie week, so we'll see if I keep losing over this week and then it drops down to 1,200 calories. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I feel like we're in the final stretch because we're over 2/3 of the way through now, and I've just got 3 weeks left. So, and after this trip, I feel pretty confident that like the vacation, like Thanksgiving, will be okay because I was able to do pretty well sticking to everything on vacation. I think it's been a few days since I've looked at the Facebook group, but I'm not as confident as I maybe was closer to the beginning of potentially being able to make the top 10, because I think there's been some girls on there that are kind of like me that have been a little bit quiet, and it seemed like last week, and I felt this way too, like I felt like last week I was finally starting to really see some more substantial changes, and so some girls have been posting their photos and I'm like, oh man, yeah, this is a competition. So at this point I really don't know. I don't know if I'll make the top 10, but I'll just keep going and see how it ends up. But yeah, I'll clip on that video I took while I was on my vacation, and I'll be back next Sunday with my week 10 update. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I've been on vacation these last few days, and I've been trying to kind of maintain my same eating habits and still get workouts in. And so far, it's been pretty good. We're about to leave. It's Friday, so we're about to head out. But I just wanted to kind of show you like what I did in terms of like bringing my meals and staying on track with that, like while I'm on vacation. So we're actually, this is a little bit different than like a hotel because we're staying at a place that has like a fridge and a sink and everything. So that made things a little bit easier, in a microwave. But I think even in like most hotels, as long as you have like a fridge and a microwave, should be doable. But I'll show you what I've been doing. So I started out, actually, I brought my pre-workout. And so I've been starting out the day with some pre, and then I'll talk a little bit about my workout, but then I'll do my workout right after. And then later on, I'll have some of this, I think mostly just because it's a little bit sweet. It's lemonade flavored. And so yeah, I'll have the pre-workout a little bit later. I'll have these BCAAs. And then after the workout and everything, I brought these jars where I had measured out my oatmeal before I came. And so I'm about to eat my last thing of oatmeal. And then also on the meal plan this week is 30 grams of peanut butter. And it's supposed to be an evening snack, but I've had a hard time eating it without something sweet. So I've been kind of mixing it with my oatmeal. So I brought that. That was pretty easy. I have a bowl here, so I just add water and put it in the microwave. And then we've also got this like pretty big fridge actually for like a place to stay. And so for lunch, I've had these. So I was supposed to have seitan that I made homemade for this week, but whenever I went to make it, I realized I didn't have enough wheat gluten, and there wasn't any available in any stores anywhere around me, and I wouldn't have had enough time to get some in. So I looked at the macros on the meal plan, and I tried to get something that was kind of close to the macros, and this was pretty close. If I ate all 3 servings, this was kind of close to the macros, so this is what I've been doing. And I've just put it on a plate, heat it up in the microwave, and so that's what I've been having for lunch. And then I also brought some frozen steamed vegetables to have for dinner. And again, this is like, I mean, it's probably not the best thing, but it was something easy to bring with me, so I just put it in the microwave and steamed them and have them with my dinner. And then I had already pre-measured out my meals. I accidentally brought 2 extra because I don't need one for tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, so again, I was supposed to have seitan, but I think it's Impossible, like beef crumbles, and then mix it with lentils. And so I just heat that up tonight, eat it with the vegetables, or I've been heating it up every night, eating it with the vegetables. And those were my roommates, don't worry about that. But so yeah, let me flip back around. So yeah, this is the first time that I've tried to like meal prep on vacation, I think, and it went pretty well. There was a couple times that it was kind of hard because we were out and about, and you know, in like touristy towns, there's a lot of smells, there's a lot of food. Like a big part of going on vacation is eating. And so it's kind of hard to avoid all that. And then my roommate is not meal prepping. And so I would go out to eat like we normally do, go out, and I would just get water and he would eat. There was a couple times it was a little bit hard because I don't like to waste food, and his body is like, sometimes it's easy for him to bulk, but it seems like right now he's like mentally wanting to bulk, but his body is like, no. So he'll get all this food, won't eat it all. And so that kind of like in the past, I would just eat his leftovers. But since I'm doing this, I'm not, but I stuck to it. I didn't eat anything off the plan this whole time, not even a bite of anything. And I don't feel like some people may be like, well, that's the point of vacation, is to like eat and enjoy yourself. But I'm like, I don't know that should be the point of vacation. Just our whole lives are so centered around food and getting our next meal and what are we going to eat. And so we went on a couple of walking tours and, kind of learned the history of the city. And the food wasn't really a big deal for me. So it wasn't that hard. Let me talk a little bit about my workout. So I did do the Taibo video for 3 days. So we got here Tuesday evening. I worked out at the gym Tuesday morning, and then I did Taibo Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and then this morning. I will link the video because it's it's from back like in the 90s whenever Taibo came out. It's like the original set, and it's the best workout. Like, it is such a good workout, and it worked me. I was afraid I wasn't going to get as good of a workout as going to the gym. And yeah, like in some cases it probably wasn't. Like, I don't feel like my biceps or my shoulders got that great of a workout, but man, like my back is sore. Like, I'm sore. I worked out places that I haven't been hitting at the gym, I think. And so I think I still was able to get a pretty good workout. And like I said, we did a couple of walking tours, and this place is really hilly. So I did get my steps in for both of the days. I feel like I got a little bit extra cardio in just doing that. So I'm pretty happy with the vacation. I think I did pretty well. I think it would have been harder if I would have been on vacation like last week or the week before, when I was feeling hungrier and having more cravings. This week, like even at night, I didn't finish all of my food just because I wasn't hungry. I was craving some fruit, but we didn't have fruit here, so I didn't eat it. So yeah, like that's how it went. And I'll show you where I did my workout. So the weather is not very good today, but the previous 2 days we have this huge balcony, and so I would just get up in the morning before it was even light out, and I would set my phone on this little table and move this chair, and so that was plenty of space for me to do the workout. And then I also had kind of this yoga mat out there for some of the stuff that is on the floor at the end. So it was really nice the last 2 days. The weather was really nice, but last night it started raining and it's a little bit chilly, but still a pretty nice view. So this morning, because it was cold, we kind of moved some stuff around, and I just did it in here, and that was fine. So yeah, still found a way to get my workout in. But yeah, we're about to head home. Gonna do a little bit like of a little tour through a cave thing. So I'm gonna get some more walking in, and yeah, just pick up tomorrow, just like normal for the last 3 weeks of this shred.